Hey there, everybody. Today I'm going to be rebuilding these Robbins valves. I need them for my neon processing setup. They will be used on the gas transfer system to backfill the evacuated neon tubes with either neon or argon. These are used valves, so I'm not sure when the last time this was maintenance was performed. So I will be rebuilding them, replacing the O-rings, and lubricating them. These happen to be the INS series. The Alta Robbins 250 and 500 series are similar, and they get a little more complex as they get bigger, but it's pretty simple, and the instructions are available on the Alta Robbins website. This is just a PDF downloaded from their page, and I will post a link to that page in the description below. We'll be performing this maintenance here. If you're a visual person, you might like to see it before you do it, so that's what I'm doing now. First I want to go over the parts of the valve here. Besides the main body, we have the handle, the lock nut, the bonnet, the stem, and then the seat, and an optional seat insert. And the tools you might need, this is a 5/64 inch Allen wrench, a 2mm will do in a pinch. I've got a ratchet here with a 3/4 socket, a crescent wrench, and a torque wrench for final assembly. First thing you got to do is open the valve fully and then loosen the set screw on the handle. Just a couple turns will do. Slide that off. Remove the lock nut. I have it loosened already. And then remove the bonnet from the body. There we are. And then we'll use you can see the seat is in the end of the bonnet there. It's nylon. You can tell mine are really dirty. The system wasn't, pressure wasn't equalized correctly, and then sucked up all the oil from the vacuum pump. That's why it's all oily. But this, use there's the stem coming out through the bonnet there, poking through the seat. You can use the handle to push out the seat from the bonnet. That's nice and clean, right? That's supposed to be shiny stainless. So once you get that pushed out, you can see our O-rings. They're pretty malformed here. So it's a good thing we're replacing them. What I'm going to do, these are all the parts here. I'm going to run these through the ultrasonic cleaner, and it says to clean them with solvent, but use my ultrasonic cleaner, and then we'll reassemble. All right, got the ultrasonic cleaner. It's filled with Alkanox. I just like I had good results with that, so I'm gonna be using that. Set at 50 degrees Celsius as an arbitrary temperature, just for warmth, and got everything in a little jar so I can take it out easily. All the bits in there. So we'll get it going and bring it back when it's done. All right, those ultrasonic pulses were giving you some jitters. It's over now. Ew, that crap that floated off of that. Good. All right, we'll rinse that off and get it put back together. All right, now all the parts are clean and dry. We can start reassembly. I'm gonna put the O-rings on. This O-ring that goes on the bonnet is a 013. I'm using Viton for my application. There's that. And the one that goes on the stem is a 006. It's kind of really hard to get it over this right angle on the shoulder of the stem. So what I'm going to be doing is putting it on this little zip tie and kind of stretching it out. I don't want to send it over the threads here because they're kind of sharp. This little a really cute angle. This right angle of the shoulder is a little more forgiving. So I'm just going to stretch it across, kind of roll it over the shoulder. If your old O-rings are stretchy and still good, you can reuse them, but the ones I had were crispy. There we go. The Alta Robbins sells a rebuild kit. They call it a soft goods, which is the O-rings and the seat. My seat is seems to be in pretty good shape. You can see it's chamfered here and flat on the back, and it has a little ridge where the stem sits in it. So now we need to lubricate this to insert it back into the bonnet. I am using APA's on M. It's because that's what I have. The instructions say a halocarbon 25-5S or equal, and I'm just going to use this, so we'll wing it. Don't need a whole lot. I'll put it on the O-ring and the threads. Now these threads don't actually, the O-ring is what seals the stem into the bonnet. Just lubricating the threads so they rotate freely. So now we gotta stick it into the bonnet here. Start screwing it back down. And then you can use the handle to retract the stem into the bonnet so we can insert the seat. All right, so now it's out of the way. Get this seat here, make sure it's facing the correct way. All right, snap right in there. And we got to grease the threads and the O-ring that go on the bonnet that go into the body. Since these are stainless on stainless, we don't want them galling or seizing. All right, and now I'm going to use the torque wrench to tighten it, the bonnet, into the body at manufacturer's spec, which is 75 inch-pounds, which is also 6 1/4 foot-pounds. Tighten there and hold it sitting with the wrench. There we go. I'll use this ratchet to get the nut off. There we go. I just double nutted these because I don't have whatever this kind of adapter is for the torque wrench. So since I had 2 valves, did it that way. Now that it's fully torqued to spec, I'll put the handle back on, tighten that set screw, and then run it through the full travel. So we're out all the way. We are in. Nice. Nice smooth movement. Very good. All right, how to rebuild a Robbins valve. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Hit subscribe for neon related videos. We'll see you next time.